Let's go ahead and get started, guys. So first of all, welcome. Thank you guys so much for coming on and learning a little bit more about Sqweee. I know this is supposed to be a mock party, and we are going to do a mock party, but we thought it'd be really great to just walk you through, because I don't know about you, but anytime I start something new technological, I love it if somebody will just baby step me through every little step of the way, right? So that's what we're going to do right now. So basically, the first place that you want to get started with this amazing new tool that is Sqweee is in your Norwex consultant office. So as you guys know, Sqweee is a brand new party platform for us, and it is it's basically like a virtual living room, right? So it's kind of a replacement or an alternative for your Facebook parties where everybody's all in one spot and everybody's kind of moving along in the party at the exact same time. So it makes it really exciting for every guest that's there. The beautiful thing about it is if somebody comes in late, they start at the exact same spot where everybody is right now, so that you know that everybody in your party is at the same place at the same time. So when you're talking about something, everybody's on board. So what do you guys think? That's pretty exciting, right? So the first step that you need to do is you need to go into My Business, okay? So you want to go to My Business, you want to go to My Profile, My Account. Now, many of you know this, but we may have some newer consultants on here, right? And so then you're going to go to Office Suite Preferences, and then you'll want to go down and just click, I wish to add Office Suite Plus for $11.99 per month more. And so it's powered by Sqweee, so this is Office Suite Plus. So Office Suite does come with Photify, which is a great program that we also added. It's an app that you can use, and you can make invitations and thank yous and welcomes for your team and all sorts of exciting things on Photify. That is included in Office Suite, but if you want to be able to use Sqweee, you need to sign up for Office Suite Plus. Now, it is free for everyone through March 15th because we want you guys to all get in, try it out, check it out, see if you like it, so on and so forth. But that's step one, is you need to do that. Okay. The next thing you want to do is you want to go up to our training tab, and you want to check out our brand new business toolbox area. Now, we talked about Photify, so we're not going to review Photify in here, but I just thought it's good to know where it is. And basically, this is our Photify page. Go on here, watch the videos, learn how it's done. There's so many great things that it tells you how to do. There's some FAQs here, but this is how you activate your Norwex Photify account right here. You just go in and you make sure the key is to use your same email that you use for Norwex, because that's how they identify you. Correct, Sheri? Nodding yes. Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure. I have Sheri on here as my backup, so because I'm familiar with all of these, but I got to tell you guys, these things are so easy that I went through yesterday, and although I knew about them and I was familiar and helped to build the party and reviewed everything, I didn't go into the functionality a whole lot until just a little bit over the weekend and mostly yesterday. So you guys will see that it's actually pretty easy. And I thought, oh, who better to train than a newbie, right? To all of this, right? Okay, so the next step, see, and I even wrote down my step-by-steps here for you guys.
That's awesome. Susan, you're on my favorite, Sqweee, so take it away.
Okay, thank you. All right. So then the next place we want to go is to training, and again into that business toolbox, and just go right down here to Norwex Virtual Parties powered by Sqweee. The first thing that's going to come up is a great video. So we're just going to go ahead and pause this. Just a little advertisement, just a little excitement about Sqweee. But the real thing that you want to do is there's some great tutorials on here, a little bit about what to expect. This is how you access Sqweee. So you go to Sqweee for Norwex login page. You'll create an account link. You'll create an account, enter your consultant ID when prompted, all of that kind of stuff, and it gives you the details about it. The other place that you want to explore on here is this great checklist. Now, the thing about this checklist that you'll want to know is you need to click it, and then you can use all of the wonderful links that are in here, right? So then all of these things go to wonderful tutorial videos. So we're not going to go into a lot of those today, but just wanted you to know where they are because I think it's super important. Okay, so we're going to go back to this main page, and then the last thing you really want to do on here after, checking out all of these different videos, make sure you go in and watch them all, because you'll feel so much more empowered, and it really doesn't take that long, probably about, I don't know, like an hour, hour and a half to kind of get through all the different videos and play with it. And you can use it as you set up everything on Sqweee. You can do it all at the same time. The next thing you want to do is way down at the bottom, there's a Norwex Sqweee Event Planner. Now, this is a great planner that has been created just for you. So you want to download it and you'll see a pop-up box is at the bottom and it'll say open. Now it comes up as a tab, right? And so this is a really important, thing for you because it's got everything that you need to know to run your first Sqweee event. And that's what they're called. So the party platform is called Sqweee, and that's kind of the sound of delight, I think, is where they came up with that. It's like Sqweee. I sound terrible when I say that, but that's what it is. And a Sqweee event is what they call the event. So this is our Norwex Sqweee event. And if you're in the US, these two codes up here are the things that you're going to need. And if you're calling in from Canada, these two codes are the ones you're going to need to do your party. So they are right up there at the top. The other thing that you'll notice in here is it has the post, the type of post, okay? So let's go down to the next one because it kind of shows you. So this is post 1, okay? So this is an instruction for replay, all right? It's going to tell you what's going to happen on here. It's going to tell you what is like a little bit of tips in here, okay? So this post is only meant to be seen by latecomers. So after starting your event, immediately click next post to post this post. We'll tell you why in a little bit. And then if there's a script. So on that one, there's no script, but for our very first post that's going to happen in our Sqweee event, what we're going to do is we'll paste this. We'll copy and paste this and put it right into the post. Okay, so these are all different things. And you'll see in here, you want to read through them because in some places it says, welcome, I'm blank, your Norwex consultant. So unless you fill that in, and I didn't fill that in when I first did my practice one, I was blank. So you'll want to say, welcome, hi, I'm Susan, Lehman, your Norwex consultant. Okay, all right. So those are kind of the tools that you need. So you probably want to know how to get onto Sqweee, right? That's probably the next thing that we want to do. So we're going to go in, and this is kind of when you go into Sqweee, I just opened this up, and you would go ahead and put your information in and your email address, and then you send it over. They'll send you a verification code, and then you type that in there and you say verify code, enter in your password, and you're set. And then you're going to go into Sqweee. The videos in the back office are going to show you how to do everything, but I'm going to go ahead and go into my Sqweee because I had done a couple of events. So you can see here I have a sales team test event, and then this is our totally awesome training event that we have going on for today. So you can see January 15th, 2019 at 11 p.m. Central. Okay, so when we go in here, we're going to start this event in a little bit, but right now, it's good to know how to actually create a new event, right? So let's go ahead and create a new event. All right, so you can see here, it's already got my picture in here because one of the first things that I did when I went into Sqweee is I went into account and I went into my profile and I filled all of that out, okay? I uploaded a picture of myself, I put in my information, my contact information. Okay, so you can see here, I've got my information, I've got my Norwex information. I could type a little message that people can see. I would have put my website in here and all of that kind of stuff, right? So we're gonna go back in. So my business would be Norwex, of course. We wanna give my event a title, okay, totally awesome training event, January 23rd, right? So yes, January 23rd. Okay, check out how to use Sqweee. Okay, then, like I said over here, so all of these up here are kind of before your party. You've got your title and your information that you're going to type in about the event. You've got your consultant info, choosing your date and time, host information, RSVP survey, and an event timeline. All of this happens before the event. This will happen after the event, okay? When we get to this one, Sheri, I'm going to have you share your screen because I didn't have anybody on mine to comment, and mine won't be completed by the time we're done with this. So Sheri will show you this portion of it. It's pretty awesome, you guys. Okay, so when we go in here, we've set our consultant info, the host code. This is your host's information, the last how many numbers, Sheri? Last 5 numbers of your?
No, it's the entire party number.
It's the entire party number. Okay, the entire
so
party.
They got everything in the website link, up to that. / whatever those numbers are, that's centered.
Okay, thank you. I was thinking there was like 5 or 6 numbers. So yeah, but all the numbers in your Norwex host link. Okay, but then go in here. We want to choose the time and date. So we want to say that the 23rd, we're going to say this is at 11 o'clock a.m. because this is when the, oh no, it's not. It's at 6:30. Sorry, I want to set up my event the right way. So 6:30. We're going to go PM because that's when our next training is. And it's important to choose your time zone. So you can see here, it's great because it shows you all the different time zones. I'm going to go Central, even though I'm an Eastern girl. So that way everything at Norwex is Central, right? So we've got our date and time. So that's fantastic. Choose an event code. So you can use the one that's here, or you can do Awesome Training 2. Because this one I call it Awesome Training. And it's available, right? So you can customize your little link codes. That's fantastic. You can copy this code, or you can copy a full link to send to people. So if we go ahead and we copy a code, that's going to give an Awesome Training 2. And for people to sign into that, they actually have to go into Sqweee.com. I'll show you that, where they would have to go. So they would go into Sqweee.com. And they would enter their event code. So they would just paste it here, and then they would go that way. Okay, so that's one way they can do it. Let me find my right one. The other way they can do it is copy a full link. And honestly, this is how I would do it, unless people are super familiar with Sqweee. I would just copy the full link and send it to your host, because that way she can just send this. And then all they have to do, just like you guys did with this Zoom call today, all you did was click a link. All they have to do is click that link at the time of the party, and they're in. It's as easy as that. I mean, it doesn't get any easier. So that's fantastic. Okay. So now we want to add the host information, right? So we can do this 2 different ways. I can copy the link and I can send it to my host, and then it will take her to a page where she can fill out the information. And that's where I would do it, because then it gets the host familiar with kind of how Sqweee works. It gets them excited about the party. They can put in their picture, whatever they want to do. But this is what their page looks like. Okay. So we can do my host, Sheri Gauthier. I am so awesome. Come and join us to learn more about Sqweee. Okay, so I'm so awesome. Okay, then I don't have a picture of Sheri, but I can go into all of my pictures here. And I can go in here and say Safe Haven 5, and I can put a picture in there and just save it. And it is as simple as that for your hosts, right? That's all it is. That's all your hosts have to do. And they can learn more about Sqweee if they want. The beautiful thing is that, honestly, you cannot mess this up, right? So you can see here, kind of messing around. It seemed like it wasn't working, so just close out, go to your dashboard, and then
see, there's my host information is updated. There's your business information, consultant info, and now we're going to add the RSVP. Right.
Now I'm going to go to the RSVP. So I've done these 3 things on the top, then I go to the RSVP. Now, remember I told you there's 2 codes in here that you guys are going to need, and they are right at the top of this that we downloaded, right? So for this instance, we'll just say US. We'll go to US RSVP survey. So we're going to copy this code. This is how easy it is. Okay. And an RSVP survey. We're going to import a survey, and we are going to paste the code in here and just import the survey. This is great. So these are great questions that we've come up with, but you guys can add any questions you want. So you can go in here and add a question. You can make it an open answer, single answer, multiple answer. You put a question, you just add the text. It's just as easy as that. If you don't like one of the options that are in here, you could just say you want to delete it and say, yes, I'm sure I want to delete that. Or you can say, oh, no, I didn't mean that. I want to keep it. So it's pretty easy to go ahead and import your survey. So now your survey's in there and you are all ready to go with that. The next thing you want to do is you need to add your event timeline. And this is where you guys can have some fun and be a little creative. So you can add your own things into it, but we also have this great entire timeline for you. So we're going to copy this and we're going to go in here and we go to the plus. You can see here there's 6 different types of posts that you can do. So you can make a text and image, you can do one that's video, you can do a poll question, shake ball, spin the wheel, time to shop. In our consultant office, we even have information on how to use YouTube and go live through Sqweee. So it's pretty exciting. But for this one, we are just going to import the timeline. We're going to go ahead and search. It's going to take a minute to load because there's quite a bit in there. How am I doing, Sheri? Good? All right. So it takes a little bit of time to import, but then it's because there's 39 different posts and information and the videos and all sorts of amazing thing that goes along with it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the totally awesome training event that I had created, okay? And we're actually going to start this event now. So Demario and Libby, I don't know if you two are on, but if you want to go ahead and log in and be my guest, that would be great. So I'm not sure. So you can see here, and Sheri, I think you will be one of my guests as well. Okay, so I'm trying to, it's hard. I've got Zoom screens all over my page too. All right, so you can see here, this is the post that they said arrived late or missed post. So when you go into this, you want to go in about 5 minutes early into your Sqweee events and just get things ready. And that way when people are coming, you can go ahead and move on to the next post. Now you've got some options here. So let's just kind of look around here. We can see here we've got Libby, Sheri, and Demario. Hey guys, so excited. Normally your guests cannot hear you, but because we happen to be running this through Zoom, they may be able to hear me. So we've got 3 guests. You can see in here, it will show you the event posts. It will show you which ones are coming up. This is kind of what they see, so they know where they are. It'll show you what's going, if there's any products in this post. So you can see here, there's beautiful stars by here, so they can, click the product, add it to their favorites. They can star their first favorite product and then put their email address in and then say save. All right, so in here we've got our control panel. So we can hurry this along. If we think, oh, this is going too long, we can hurry along a post and just say, okay, now it's 2 minutes, 2 seconds. We can hurry it up, or we can say, you know what, we're just going to move along and go to the next post. We're just going to go through a few of these posts in here to, kind of give you an idea. Oh, and we can say our guests are commenting, so we can say, hi, everyone. Okay. All right. So what we want to do in here is, remember we downloaded this Norwex virtual party. Okay. So we can see in here that this was our first post in here. So we can say, welcome. Whoops. So welcome. I am Susan. So we're going to copy this. We're going to go in here into the chat. We're going to paste it. And remember, we want to go up and say, I'm Susan, your Norwex consultant. Okay, so this is going to post that for them. And when your videos are done, it doesn't automatically move on to the next screen. So you'll definitely want to, when you're doing this, you definitely want to go ahead and click next. So you want to kind of pay attention and wait for your for the video to be done. And you want to pay attention to this because this is like you're in a living room with somebody, right? So now we're on the next post. So you can see here, I've kind of got this up right next to it. So this is pretty easy. I can add this into my chat, if it's really just kind of copy and paste things. Demario loves this. I love that Demario loves our totally awesome training. So they can't see what you're doing here. So you're just kind of copying and pasting. So this is, welcome to our virtual living room. This is saying who you are. You can type in anything else you want. We can go ahead and go on to the next post and say, what's your go-to cleaning product? Was it before you discovered Norwex? And so they're going to type something in. So Sheri says, I love the wrinkle release. Awesome. That's one of my favorites as well. So helpful, right? So we're going to type in, just kind of have a conversation with people. So you can see here, please. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Okay, See, so we can have some fun with our guests and just kind of talk with them and then kind of move along. And then we're going to go on to like our videos, but every single one of these has something that you can post along with it. So if you lose track or you forget something, that's totally okay. You know, there's just kind of, it's more about the interacting. The script is there because sometimes you're going to have people that aren't necessarily as, you know, excited, or, you know, they're not necessarily going to talk right away. So you'll want to go ahead and put the posts in there, but it gives you an opportunity to do both. Okay. So then this video is great. So we're going to put in here, copy, put this in here. Tell a little bit about the video. We're going to move along to a couple of other types of posts. Okay, so this is kind of, you know, if you're partying in your PJs, you know, go ahead and put here. But again, all of these posts, there are actually 39 different posts in here, you guys. But when you first go in and you import your timeline, there is an opportunity. It shows you all of them. And because I couldn't, the timeline was taking too long, I skipped it. But you can go through and you can see all the different posts, and you can X out any of the posts that you don't want to use. So this party comes out to be about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on if you let it run on the timeline or if you kind of hurry things along, because you can see if nobody's commenting, we're going to want to go ahead and move along to the next post, right? So you can delete any of those posts. You can add posts in of your own. You can create your own videos and import them in. It is so easy, and just watch the videos and they'll tell you how to do these things. But there are a couple other things that I wanted to show you as we go along through here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to skip some of these. So Libby and Demario, I hope you're listening so you're not thinking that I have completely lost my mind and hurrying through the party so much. So this is great informational products, informational slides that we have on here. You can see the timelines. Okay, so here's one of the ones that I wanted to get to. All right, so this is a shake the ball. So this is one of the fun games that they have in here in Sqweee, which I absolutely love. So it tells them what to do, shake the ball to find out which Norwex solution it predicts for you, share your Norwex solution with us on the group chat. Okay, so we're gonna go on to the next post. As soon as you feel like they've all done that, it's going to come up here, the shake ball. So you can see in here, because I've got my consultant view, that Libby, Sheri, and Demario have all done this. Half cleaning time, clean floors, reduce chemicals. But this is what they're seeing. So they're clicking and they're shaking, and it's going to say clean floors. So now it's going to put Sheri in it, and then it gives them confetti when they get an answer. And then you can private message them. You can, you know, talk to them separately, you know, and just kind of have some comments. So Sheri, can you do a couple of things as favorites as we go along here, and I'll show them how those work in here. So as your consultants are going along, you can see in here, you can see what's in this post, right? So there are products in this post. I love this video with this little dust bunny, so cute. So there's different products in this post. So somebody can, you know, like I said, they can add this to their favorites, you know. And so if Sheri's in here, and you can see here that Sheri has added a couple of things to her favorites. So that's fantastic. Oh, look, Sheri's added some more things. So now I can go into Demario. Oh, Demario's got some favorites as well. So now I can have a conversation with them during the videos as I'm, you know, posting, and having a conversation with them separately. So that's really, you know, so that's really exciting. So, wow, I love that. One of my favorites. I can go ahead and send that over. And that's talking, you know, directly with Libby. So that's going to be a fantastic way. And then I can go back into my group chat. So it takes a little bit of, you know, kind of moving around in it and just kind of having some fun with it. But the beautiful thing is you really can't do it wrong, you know, because even if you're not copying and posting all of the exact things, you know, you've got it up here, you can kind of comment along. Again, these are here for you if you're not quite sure what to say about these different videos. But after you do a couple of things, you know, you're probably going to have some great comments of your own that you're going to want to be typing in there, but they're here as a default for you, so you can kind of, you know, let people know what's going on and just kind of talk them through. Now, the program will run itself, so you can see it's got 27 seconds remaining. The video's done, so we're going to want to hurry along and go to the next post, okay? All right, so those are really the biggest things, there's a quiz in here, and the same thing, it shows you a consultant view and your view, so kind of you can see both. But this is kind of how the party goes. You just post and you can see what the favorites were, like what's included in the video. You can see what's going on in this post, okay? And then you can see the event post. The only thing your guests cannot see is the control panel. So, all right. So those are the biggest things that I wanted to make sure. I've got some great tips for you that I've gathered with some different things. One of the things you want to make sure that you do when you leave this event is that you leave the event, okay? So there's two different options down here, and you can leave the event or end the event. If you end the event, it ends it, and nobody can go back in and look at any of the videos. But if you leave the event, you can go back in and everybody can see it, okay? So say you happen to press end event, it's okay. You can say, oh shoot, no, I don't want to end it, never mind. But it gives you a warning. So you can't do it by accident. It's not going to just press end and it's going to be done, okay? So you really want to work with your hosts for these events. It's kind of like an in-home party, right? Where we want to talk with our hosts and encourage people to come on time because they're going to get the most out of the party. You want to encourage people to fill out the RSVP survey beforehand because it gives you a really good idea of what people are saying. They've got this great survey and you can get all of the responses. So you want to host coach like it's a regular in-home party where they're having, they're inviting, I always used to say invite 40 people to your party, right? So they're inviting about 40 people to the party, and then you can have some really lively, robust conversation. Plan ahead for follow-up. So in that RSVP survey, you're going to get their information, what they're interested in, and you can follow up that way. And then that's about it. Then just be responsive to, be as responsive as you can to your guests during the party, and then you can kind of follow up with them afterwards. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and close this down and stop sharing, okay? So Sheri, if you could show them a couple of things, what I would love for you to show them is the RSVP area, like where they see the RSVP responses, what people have responded, and then what happens after the party, because this party's still running, so I can't show you kind of the after the party for this one. So if you could do that, that'd be great. Thanks, guys.
I will take over screen share. Hi, everybody. Trying to keep up with your questions. Really quick again, yes, this is being recorded. Yes, you will have access to it later. Yes, we have the questions and answers that you can review later. And please watch the consultant office area. We are not going to email every time there is an update to Sqweee. So the best place to find those updates and the newest information is the consultant office area. You need to be responsible to go look there because there are exciting things coming, right, Susan? We have so many plans coming your way that, trust me, you guys are going to want to keep track of what is happening on that consultant office tab for Sqweee, okay? There is also a frequently asked question area, which I'm gonna just say blanket statement here. A lot of you guys, the questions you're answering or asking can be found on that frequently asked questions. We have that on Nora as well as the consultant office area as it's being updated. So back to Susan Lehman. There are a few ways to see what's going on with an event. So for example, if I want to see who's actually answered the RSVPs before the event starts, Susan, I can come into that. And again, that's under the edit area. I'll do that slower. Sorry, I see people are like, oh, wait, that's what I was asking. I go down to the event. Now this one says in progress. Pretend it didn't. I go under this little 3 ... I go up to view. Okay, and watch what happens. I can see people who have answered the survey, this little note area here. I can also see, because this event has already been run, I can see that Alyssa has favorite products. I've got Amanda with favorite products. So I do want to show you that after the event, which you're looking at now, I can see, don't you guys wish you could have 556 people? No, that's over time. This mock has been available for about 3 weeks. This mock is available to you as a link on the checklist so you can see it too. But here's the beauty of it. I get to see the group chat that happened during the party, because as the consultant, I may be very caught up, like Susan was, with copy and pasting the script. So I might miss somebody's really important question. So after the event, what I can do is I can actually go through this chat and make sure that I didn't miss anybody. But more importantly, and probably more exciting, is the individual answers to all of the surveys, the questions and polls, the games within the event. And I'm going to show you a quick example of that. Like Susan said, she doesn't have many of her events ready to go with answers. And because I have so many people that have viewed this event, you can see that it's taking a little bit longer. So I might actually forego this and grab an event that I know has a little bit smaller numbers, just so we can show you. So as you can see, I have a lot of mock events. I kind of feel like the expert that Laura is now. And I'm going to just, again, I click on that ... I go to view event information, and this is where all my magic happens, you guys. This is where all the answers to the survey questions before the event, the RSVP answers. This is where you can find out if they won anything to book a party through one of your games. This is where your poll questions and your fun interactive questions that Susan showed you are, you know, they're all available here. And I'm not sure, I'm having the same problem, Susan. I can't seem to get these to come up. So I'm going to try one more time. We do have a huge number of people on this event.
I wonder if it's because we're running Zoom and Sqweee at the same time on our computers too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm worried that that might be it. I'm going to go with just a little bit smaller.
Yeah, because it really imports just like, I mean, it was pretty quick. So
yeah, and just like you've seen, again, we just go in and we look at those examples. So again, if this came up very quickly, we would be able to see very quickly those responses. So again, guys, I encourage you to take a really quick look at the view event information after your party, because you will absolutely be able to see those answers to do your follow-up. And again, follow-up, Susan, what do you tell people? I used to tell people that that was about a 40% increase in the amount of money you make just by doing follow-up. And one of the huge benefits of Sqweee is that they give you all that information. So all you need to do is book time in your calendar to follow up with all that great information that Sqweee provides to you.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, follow up, follow up, follow up. You cannot go wrong with follow up, because you know what, people feel really, they're honored that you thought of them and thought, oh, hey, you know what, they're thinking of me. So even if it's not the right time for them, people still appreciate you kind of following up with them, whether it's an in-home party, after a purchase, or a Sqweee event. So always follow up.
Yeah. So we do have some questions. Again, there's some questions about the event area, Susan, where they would put in the host code. Now, what that host code does, and here's an example of it's come up here, but what that host code does is it drops your guests straight into the host party, and we'll cover that in just 1 minute. As you'll see from my example here, I've got Alessandra's follow-up information. She didn't answer the beginning survey. You know, maybe she got, our game was that shake ball, and maybe she got clean floors like I did today. So my follow-up, Susan, might look something like, hey, I saw during the game that you got the answer clean floors. Let's talk about that. And then of course, maybe I got the travel EnviroCloth with your party. So I would say, hey, Susan, I see that if you book a party, you got my incentive of a free travel EnviroCloth when you set the date and we host your party. Can we talk about that? Are you interested? Oh, Susan, you're not interested in a party? Do you have a friend or family member who would have a party for you? And I'll that travel Enviro. You see, guys, you can spin it any way you want. Referrals is also part of your business. Then, of course, that survey, which is automatically in your timeline. This one's all about growing your team. If they check any of these questions, they're a hot lead, right, Susan? You don't want to leave them too long if they say, how can I earn free trips? And of course, this last one is just one more opportunity. Again, it's built into your timeline. And if you choose to use it and keep it in your timeline, it asks them, do you want a Sqweee event? Do you want to join my VIP group? And guys, don't confuse this. The VIP group is not necessarily on Facebook. We have a lot of people who have a blog or another community. I've seen people setting up YouTube communities, Susan. So just consider that when we say VIP, this could be your email. This could be a texting. We've kept it a little bit more generic. And of course, she didn't give me any private chats and she didn't flag any favorites, but you can see that everything is available right at your fingertips, and that is under View Event. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple of questions. One of them is asking about, you know, do you have to click next every time? No, the answer is no. I was clicking next to move through them because I just wanted to show you a couple of the different types of them, right? So I'll go through and delete some of the slides for the next presentation so that it goes directly to them. But so you can click next anytime if you feel like, you know, they're done. You can hurry up a post. It's right there at the bottom. Sheri, I don't know if you can get to that and kind of show them.
I can, but
it does count down and it will tell you how many seconds it is until it's going to the next post. The only time that I would recommend that you do have to pay attention is when it's a video. I did notice it doesn't move automatically from the end of the video to the next one, so you will need to go ahead and click next. And that's way down at the bottom. So if you guys had your screen a little bit different, you might have not seen it, but that whole control panel was right at the bottom of the screen. Sheri,
so two questions that continue to come up are how to get my guests to the party. There's two ways, guys. And I'm sorry, I'm pointing up to my ceiling fan. Two ways. One is copy event link. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So let Susan and I was going to text Susan this, and I would copy that. And when she plugs it in, it's going to take her directly to the party. Now, because this party has already happened and I haven't ended the event, she might have missed the party and can now go in and actually view the event as someone who missed. The other way that you can share the event link to get your guests to the party is this, and listen very carefully. Facebook, Skype, and some of these other systems do not allow you to put a link in and it works perfectly. So what you can do is you copy event code. Then you direct people to Sqweee.com, and you see this area right here? This is where they're going to put that code in, you guys. So they're going to Sqweee.com, they have your code, and they can enter right there as well. Again, systems like Zoom, Skype, and Facebook Messenger, and different like WhatsApp and things like that, they can actually open a browser within their platform, and that's going to result in people seeing a very strange event play out in front of them. I tried to attend one, didn't realize that I had the link through Skype. And I'll tell you, Susan, I was confused because I knew what I was expecting and it wasn't anything like I had seen before. So again, Facebook private message, Skypes, WhatsApp, you want to make sure that you give them that direct link. And again, that is under copy event link. That's going to be the full URL. You give that to people through email and text only. And for the other systems, you want to send them to Sqweee.com and just copy that event. And then that's just a short little code that they use on Sqweee.com to get to the party or the RSVP area.
Yeah, okay. Sure, we've got a couple of questions. So for you here, well, having the whole host party link copied into the host code portion, link the products to click on to purchase. Basically, will it go to the party? Will it go to the host party? So that's when you put those numbers in at the front, it will guide them to the host party.
Correct. So let me show you. I mean, I have this set up right here. Let's say that I've now set up Susan Lehman's party as a party on my Norwex website. You then go into that consultant office area. There's a link that ends in /party/numbers. I would come into here, I would go edit event. And now that, again, her party is set up in my consultant office area, I'm gonna go grab those last numbers For my example, they happen to be this one. And when I put them here and I hit save event, it is going to save to Susan's party. Now, I want to be very clear. This is working for some people on some browsers, but is not consistently working. So even if you do this all correctly and it still doesn't work exactly, please bear with us. IT knows about this. IT is working on an update that will work well with Sqweee. But the good news is you don't have to do anything. I know I keep getting people asking if they need to come in here, Susan, and edit all of their product links. Absolutely not. Don't mess with those, you guys. When you enter your consultant ID, all of those links for your products are automatically, that's my word, you can use it, automatically updated. So really, there is no need to come in here and edit these any way, shape, or form. Like I said, IT is aware that it's not working consistently to put that party number in Sqweee. However, at checkout, Susan, as you know, they can always add a party at the checkout of their consultant website. And so far, we have not had anybody come back to us and say someone selected the wrong party host to add that party to, or add that order to their party. So we know we're covered off. You don't have to edit the links in the actual timeline from Norwex. And like I said, if that host number for their party doesn't work, Susan, we are just telling people, add the appropriate host party at checkout and all will be fine.
Yep, absolutely. Yes, so a couple other questions. Somebody's asking, is there something to tell them they can star their favorites? Yes, there's a slide for that. So that's one of the slides that's in there. Where do you private message? So if you see on Sheri's screen here, if you can go, there you go, there's the group. So there's a group chat at the top. And then if you go under the attendees, so you can see if she clicks on Renee, then over to the right, you should be able to see, it'll pull her up. So this is Renee. So Renee didn't have any favorites that she starred, but if she had, they would have been up at the top, like I showed you when I pulled up Sheri. And then at the bottom, you could say, hi, Renee, so happy you could come. And so then so you can private message back and forth with people there. So lots of questions about private messaging. Lots of questions about Safe Haven 5. We are working on a Safe Haven 5. Bear with us, it's going to take a little bit of time rolling out a leadership conference. We wanted to make sure we got you one full event together. Now you can go through and pick and choose the different products that are in here. As you can see here, a lot of these are in the Safe Haven 5. Now when we create this for Sqweee, like in a home party, we talk about doing a party for 30 minutes. The Sqweee event is going to be a little bit longer. And so you'll see our Sqweee events are a little bit longer than what we recommend as far as like keeping people's attention in an in-home party. The reason for that is at an in-home party, after the party, there's the other party, right? So you've talked about the products you're going to talk about, and then you say, okay, the party's ended, and go ahead and take any questions you have. But if somebody needs to leave or get checked out, go ahead and let them go. People feel like, this was a great short 30-minute event. Well, you can continue on and have a party after the party. And a lot of times that's, is just as amazing as the party itself, right? Because you can answer all sorts of questions and do all of that. Well, in Sqweee, you can do that, but you really need to kind of keep them there with you. So that's why the Sqweee event is going to be a little bit longer than a regular party. But you'll find that you do keep their attention, and it does go pretty quickly because, we've been on almost an hour now. We didn't watch the whole Sqweee event, but I think you guys can see that it would keep.
Yeah, Susan, and good point.
Oh, perfect, Sheri.
We have beta testers who've been testing this since September, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And what they continually tell us is their guests are shocked and amazed that it's been 45 minutes. They cannot believe that they've had so much fun and that the party's been so engaging.
Yeah.
So those of you who are a little bit more used to that Facebook side where you got to be in and out in 20 minutes, it's because there's so much distraction happening on Facebook. This really does feel like a home party. They show up on time. It's like you're in the living room all together chatting. And guys, we are finding that when we have all those extra little featured products within that timeline that you're seeing, we do see that guests are saying, oh, what about this mattress cleaner I saw on your party? We may not have specifically talked about it, Susan, but we are seeing just at a home party, if you have your products laid out, like your Safe Haven 5.5 products and that mop, but sitting on the table behind you, a mattress cleaner and a Sportzyme with the new scent, and you have maybe a kitchen towel set, they might be looking over your shoulder. Hey, can you tell me about that product behind you? Or my children suffer with allergies. Do you guys have any products? And of course, you're going to take the opportunity then, Susan, right, to talk about and recommend different products. Now, the other question we're having, Susan, is, of course, people have seen us now import that timeline, but I want to show you guys really quickly. Let's say that this is too long for you. Listen, this is how you customize it. You can grab, maybe you don't want the trailer at the beginning. You can grab the welcome, the information, the welcome, this, you can grab that, and you can actually just pick and choose. Maybe you don't want that game, okay, but you like all the videos. You would just skip over the game if you wanted to. Remember, we put the game in because it gives you a follow-up opportunity, but it's total discretion. If you want to shorten it, right, Susan, you can choose here what you like. Let's say also that maybe you don't do a VIP group, or you don't do a winner, where you give away something for a booking. Guys, all you do is select the ones that you would like to import.
And somebody's asking, are you Xing? So you're Xing out the ones you don't want.
You want.
The ones you want. Oh, so you're Xing out the ones.
When you're importing, you're Xing the ones you want. When you're deleting, you're Xing the ones you want to delete.
Ah, that's the part that I've seen.
Yeah. See, it says here, posts you want to delete. So be very careful, because when you're importing, you're Xing the ones you want to import, and the instruction is very clear here. And when you go to delete, so let's say I imported the whole timeline, Susan, but now I decide I don't want this game. I simply select it on my edit. I go delete post, and because this game and this shaker ball are the same game, I'm going to delete those two. I delete, and then I want to save progress. Just like if you've ever had a computer shut down on you, Susan, and you've been working on something, if you don't save progress, it may or may not save what edits you did, okay? Yeah. So just to be very clear. And let's say, Susan, that you want to add your own personal hey, Sheri, thanks for hosting. You recorded it on your phone earlier today, and you customized it. Guys, very easy to do. That would be at the beginning of your party. So you would just come up here and say, add video. Then, okay, add video. Then it's going to ask you, okay, what video would you like? Okay, this example just defaults to the Sqweee one, but I would grab the link to my customized host video. I would say look up, and then I would say use video, hit save progress. So again, there is an opportunity where you can figure out how to go live with YouTube, but we are finding, Susan, that it can take up to 48 hours for YouTube to approve you to go live. So again, there's two ways: record on your phone, load it to YouTube and use that link within your party very easily, or figure out how to go live. That information is on our checklist and has a document and a video teaching you how to do that. But give yourself a few days, because it's a little bit more complicated. And once you figure it out, I'm finding, Susan, that everybody who's kind of figured it out goes, oh yeah, I got it now. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, all right. So we are about out of time, but here's what I would recommend to all of you. I go in, set up your Sqweee account. Do it today. Do it right now. Okay. So here's some action steps for you. I want you to get off of this call. I want you to go in. Step 1, select your Office Suite. Step 2, go through and get on the training page, download the sheet at the bottom, and upload, and then click on the checklist and follow the videos. Step 3, go in and sign up for a Sqweee event. Sign up for Sqweee account, right? Create a mock party, import it. Call one of your friends that's another consultant and play with it. You can't hurt anything. You cannot break it. You can't mess anything up. So it's a win-win all the way around. play with it, have some fun. We're going to do a couple more trainings. We've got some Q&As coming up. All of those are listed on the business toolbox page under Sqweee. So way down at the bottom, you can see all of the other trainings that we have coming up. So join us again.
Susan, just a couple more things. We're recording. Yes, you can send this to other people.
Yes.
There's frequently asked question area. Again, guys, all of that information will be kept up to date in your consultant office area.
We'll see you soon. Bye, guys. Thank you.